Stephanie Chia, the founder of the British Education School Show in Asia. Welcome back to our Ask the Head series. This week, we meet the head of Rugby School, Gareth Parker-Jones, and join him on a journey to discover what it's like to be an overseas student in his school. Rugby is one of the UK's oldest schools, but it certainly has not rested on its laurels. Recent developments have seen the introduction of the IB as an alternative curriculum to A-levels in the sixth form. They've also expanded overseas by opening international schools in Thailand in 2017, and soon will open the school in Japan in 2022. I'll hand over to Gareth now and let him introduce himself and tell us more about Rugby School.
Hello, I'm Gareth Parker-Jones. I've been at Rugby School since 2015 and was privileged to become head last September. Rugby is a school with an extraordinary history. We were founded in 1567 and over the last 450 years have educated an amazing range of people, from Prime Ministers of Britain and France to explorers, scientists, adventurers, writers, artists and many, many more. We have also had a profound influence on the development of education. Rugby's greatest 19th century headmaster, Thomas Arnold, is often considered to be one of the most important architects of the modern liberal education. Arnold believed in what today would be described as holistic education, and that principle is very much at the heart of what we do at Rugby today. We often say the whole person is the whole point of a rugby education. Rugby is located in the Midlands. It takes under an hour by train from London to get here and about 35 minutes from Birmingham. We're situated on the edge of Rugby Town on a beautiful campus. We've been a co-educational school for over 40 years, and we have approximately 840 students from 13 to 18. We offer both the International Baccalaureate and A-levels in the sixth form, giving our students a fantastic choice of two rigorous and well-respected courses for their last 2 years with us. At the heart of any excellent education must be academic life, and Rugby is an unashamedly academic school. We have bright girls and boys from all over the world who achieve highly. We believe our students achieve so highly because they work hard, but also because they immerse themselves in the co-curricular life of the school. We know that it is the students who throw themselves into music, drama and sport who get the most from their time at Rugby and really thrive here. In recent years, the Rugby group of schools has developed, and we are now very much an international organisation. We opened a 3 to 18 school in Thailand in 2017, and we are very excited to be opening schools in Japan in the near future.
Thank you for the detailed introduction, Gareth. Can you tell us more about your international students and where they come from?
Rugby has a long history of welcoming students from all over the world. A significant number of our students are the first in their family to study in the UK. But we also have students who are the third or even fourth generation of their family to attend Rugby School, particularly coming from places such as Hong Kong and Kenya, which have a long tradition with Rugby School. Approximately 20% of our students are from overseas, including a significant number of UK expat families.
Gareth, what proportion of pupils are boarders? And tell us more about what life is like in your school as a boarder.
The vast majority of our students are boarders. Rugby has 15 houses, with 13 houses for boarders and 2 for day students. All of our boarders are full boarders. That's really important, as it means the school does not empty at weekends. Boarding life at Rugby is busy and enjoyable. In addition to lessons, all students have at least 3 sports sessions a week, choosing from sports including rugby, hockey, basketball, tennis, badminton, rackets, and many other sports. Clubs and societies take place in the evening, and there are over 200 to choose from, so there really is something for everyone. And if there is a gap, we encourage students to start new societies. As you would expect in a full boarding school, our weekends are busy. We run a full social programme at the weekends, with house events often held on a Saturday evening or a Sunday. Particular favourites of mine are the pushcart race, when each house designs and builds a pushcart which they then race around the historic part of the school called the Close. Other house competitions include house singing, and this year's competition moved online as a result of COVID restrictions. Our students responded with energy and creativity, each house not only recording their singing but also producing a wonderful music video to accompany it.
Can you please share with us how international students are helped to settle into the Rugby School community?
Rugby is very much a house-based school, with each house providing a home away from home for the students within it. Our house teams play a crucial role in supporting the academic and personal development of our international students. Every house has a housemaster or a housemistress, a resident deputy, a resident matron, and 24-hour matron cover. In addition, all teachers are tutors in a boarding house. This means that each tutor group comprises about 8 or 10 students. In addition to meeting as a tutor group on a regular basis, our tutors will have lunch with their tutees on 2 or 3 occasions during the week. Crucially, they also have a one-to-one session with each of their tutees every week. And that session is so important for us to really get to know the students and to help them make good decisions about how to make the most of their time here at Rugby. The tutors and housemasters are also in regular contact with the parents of their children in the house. Our students are very welcoming and see a strong international contingent as being one of the very special features of Rugby. We have a member of the school prefect body, known as the Levee, who has particular responsibility for representing the interests of our international community. Our international students also have a very supportive community, and we create social opportunities for them to meet with each other. We find this is really helpful for when it comes to making arrangements for travel to and from school, as very often children from the same country will travel together. Our international students contribute a huge amount to all aspects of school life: music, sports, drama and academic. We also really value the different world views they bring to Rugby. We want all of our students to be global citizens, and a key component of that is to give them the chance to meet with students from all over the world.
Thank you, Gareth. We have a question about how your school terms and holidays are structured. And has the COVID-19 situation changed anything?
As with most UK schools, we operate on a 3-term year. We're a full boarding school, so while the school is in session, everyone is here every weekend. We have leave-out weekends, twice each term, and for those weekends we require all students to spend them away from school, either with their guardian or with a friend from Rugby. And this makes it particularly important for international families to ensure that their child has a reliable UK-based guardian. We also have half-term breaks, and these include a 2-week break in late October and week-long breaks in February and May. International students generally return home for those breaks. COVID has changed the way we do some things. When the UK went into its first lockdown back in March, we immediately started delivering all lessons live online and recording those lessons for people in different time zones who otherwise would have struggled to access them. So we've become adept at online education when necessary. We also appreciated the extra pressures that COVID put on our overseas families, and so we opened up boarding houses so students can complete quarantine periods before the start of term there, and we also made sure that our boarding houses were open for leave-outs and over half-term, so that students wouldn't have to make more journeys than was necessary.
We would love to hear about what some of your overseas students have gone on to study and their eventual career paths.
The majority of our international students choose to continue studying in the UK after Rugby. Almost all go to leading universities, including Oxford, Cambridge and Imperial. A small but growing number head to leading US colleges, including in recent years Harvard, the University of Pennsylvania and Brown. There's certainly not a standard career path for Rugbyans, but it's lovely to see our overseas students go on to thrive in a huge variety of careers, from the more traditional medicine, law and finance, to tech startups and careers in the creative industries. A particular feature of Rugby are the Old Rugbyian, or OR networks. Rugbyans are very good at staying in touch, both with each other and with the school, long after they've left. The OR communities are particularly strong in Hong Kong, Singapore and the US. In Hong Kong, for example, ORs meet every year and run their own version of a race called the Crick, which is a cross-country run which the whole school does every year here in Rugby.
Gareth, to help parents understand how your school may be a good fit for their child, please can you share with us what you think is special about rugby?
There are many things that make rugby special, and I really love being here. I'm going to focus on just a couple of points now though. Firstly, we really live our mantra of whole person, whole point. Our top sports sides are among the very best in the country, but there are opportunities for everybody to play. Our music, our sport, our drama are exceptional. And if you'd like to hear our choir in action, then do search for the Rugby School Choir on YouTube. Secondly, I really value the diversity of the school community. We have students from local, national and international backgrounds and from all socio-economic groups. We have a sector-leading bursary programme which enables many students to come to the school whose parents would not otherwise be able to afford the fees. I firmly believe that we all learn best when we encounter people with backgrounds that are different to our own, and rugby provides an exciting and cosmopolitan community that promotes learning in its widest and deepest sense.
Thank you very much, Gareth, for sharing your own thoughts about what makes rugby special. For international families, the cosmopolitan community that you mentioned will be very appealing. It's also interesting to hear more about rugby's expansion overseas with the opening of international schools in Thailand and soon in Japan. Rugby has been coming out to Asia every year without fail to Bess's school show, and I'm sure they'll be back to meet parents in person once the COVID situation allows. In the meantime, they have a virtual booth on Bessa Connect, which is full of videos, photos, brochures, and a direct link to the admissions office. So please do take a look. Our next episode takes us north to Scotland, where we'll meet the head of Merkiston, an all-boys school in Edinburgh, with performance sports academies in golf and tennis. Thank you for joining us, and see you next week.